We're living through something pretty wild right now. It's not just another tech trend, it feels more like an AI gold rush. The numbers are just staggering, the rivalries are getting intense, and the tech is moving so fast it's almost impossible to keep up. So let's just take a breath and break down what happened in what might be one of the most chaotic weeks yet. First, let's just follow the money. Microsoft, their market value just shot past $4 trillion. Trillion. They're only the second company in history to ever hit that number. And it's not a fluke. It's all because investors have this massive confidence in their AI game, especially with their Azure cloud platform. And it's not just Microsoft swimming in these, frankly, eye-watering valuations. Anthropic, who, is a major rival to OpenAI, is apparently closing a deal that could put their value at a massive $170 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, just 4 months ago, they were valued at around $60 billion. The appetite for this stuff is it's off the charts. So where's all this cash going? Well, this number, $30 billion, is what Microsoft spent in a single quarter. It's a record for them. And almost all of it is being poured right back into building out the cloud and AI infrastructure you need to even compete. I mean, that's literally the price of admission to this game. Okay, so all of that money is basically just fuel for some incredibly fierce competition. This has gone way beyond just building cool tech. Nope, this is an all-out battle for market dominance between the absolute titans of the industry. And this rivalry is getting personal. Seriously. So you've got OpenAI reportedly in crisis mode getting ready for their huge GPT-5 launch. And why? Well, one big reason is their main rival, Anthropic, just banned them from using their models. Anthropic claims OpenAI was benchmarking against them, which is against their rules. OpenAI says, hey, it's standard practice. But really, it's a total power play. And you know what? It might just be working. Because at the same time, Anthropic has quietly jumped ahead of OpenAI in the really valuable enterprise space, grabbing a 32% market share. And of course, you can't have a conversation about titans without talking about Meta. Mark Zuckerberg isn't just trying to keep up. He's basically trying to reframe the entire race with this incredibly bold statement. He's saying that superintelligence isn't some far-off sci-fi idea anymore. He thinks it's actually in sight. And look, Zuck isn't just talking. He is backing these words up with some jaw-dropping moves. Meta's on a billion-dollar hiring spree, literally poaching top talent. They've jacked up their spending forecast to a mind-boggling $70 billion. They're even changing the way they hire people, testing out coding interviews where you can use an AI assistant. I mean, that's a fundamental shift in how we think about work itself. All right, so let's move away from the corporate chess moves for a second, because the technology itself is moving at this breakneck speed, and it's having some pretty immediate and, well, profound consequences for all of us. So check this out. There's a new open source model. It's called Flux 1K Crea, and it has pretty much cracked photorealism. You know that weird, uncanny AI look, the waxy skin, the strange lighting? It's gone. People who are evaluating these images are saying the output is basically indistinguishable from a real photograph. But here's the immediate downside. The same week this was announced, a TikTok video of some AI-generated bunnies on a trampoline went viral. It fooled over 180 million people. It seems cute and harmless, right? But it created this genuine crisis of confidence. It just goes to show how easily misinformation can now just blend right into our entertainment feeds. Our ability to trust what we see online is just dissolving in real time. It's not all bad news, though. These breakthroughs are also creating some incredible new tools for good. Google DeepMind just launched something called AlphaEarth. The best way to think about it is like a virtual satellite. It takes all this global data, optical images, radar, climate info, and fuses it into a real-time digital twin of our entire planet. This is already helping organizations predict floods, track wildfires, and map ecosystems in a way we've never been able to before. Now, this gold rush isn't just happening in corporate boardrooms in Silicon Valley. Oh no, it is a full-blown geopolitical race. Nations all around the world are making huge strategic moves to try and lock down their economic future and, frankly, their national security. The relationship between the US and China is just a perfect example of how volatile this all is. Talk about whiplash. On one day, US officials give the green light for some critical NVIDIA AI chips to be shipped to China.
The very next day, Chinese regulators call in NVIDIA's execs over national security concerns about those exact same chips. It's this high-stakes chess match being played day by day over the very hardware that makes AI possible.
And this really gets to the heart of China's strategy here. They're aiming for dominance through sheer scale. Recent reports show that China has now developed over 1,500 large-scale AI models. That puts them right at the front of the pack, globally, in terms of just pure volume of development. Europe, on the other hand, is kind of trying to carve its own path. They're really focused on building their own AI infrastructure. A great example is this new €1 billion OpenAI data center in Norway called Stargate that's going to be powered by renewables. The whole goal here is to achieve what they call AI sovereignty, basically to make sure they don't become totally dependent on American or Chinese. So, with all this money flying around, all this competition, all this geopolitical maneuvering, what does it actually mean for us, for you and me? Well, this whole race is already having a really direct impact on our jobs, our privacy, and our everyday lives.
Microsoft just did this huge study looking at hundreds of thousands of times people used its AI Copilot to see which jobs are feeling the heat the most. And the results are pretty clear. Knowledge work, office jobs, think translators, writers, data analysts, they have the highest level of exposure to AI. For now, at least, it's the hands-on jobs, construction, nursing assistants, cleaners that are the least affected.
This super fast integration of AI into everything brings up a critical, and I mean critical, question. When these automated systems mess up, and believe me, they will, who's responsible? Who pays the price? And we're already seeing the consequences. So Hertz rolled out these new AI systems that scan cars for damage. But now, customers are reporting they're getting slapped with these unfair fees for damage they swear they didn't cause. It's a perfect real-world example of how automation without clear accountability can cause actual financial harm to people. And then, of course, there's the massive privacy risk. A recent report uncovered that private conversations from ChatGPT were accidentally indexed by search engines. They were just out there, public. As we pour more and more of our personal and professional lives into these systems, the risk of our most sensitive data getting exposed just grows and grows, which really brings us to this final, pretty sobering thought. As OpenAI gets ready to launch its next model, GPT-5, some of its own leaders are apparently comparing its potential impact to the Manhattan Project. Now, that is not a comparison you make lightly. It's a huge warning coming from the very people building the technology that its power is so great it demands a completely new level of governance and caution. So yeah, the AI gold rush is here. There's no denying it. The tech is sprinting forward, fortunes are being made, and our world is being reshaped right before our eyes. And all of that leaves us with the biggest question of all. In this frantic, chaotic race for power and progress, who is going to write the rules?